On a freezing winter evening in Chicago, the city lights reflected off the snow-covered streets as people rushed home, heads down, collars pulled tight against the cold. Outside a busy grocery store, an elderly man named Frank Miller sat on a broken wooden stool, slowly bagging groceries for customers who barely noticed him. Frank was 72. A retired factory worker. His pension barely covered rent, and after his wife passed away, bagging groceries became the only way he could afford food and medicine. He never begged. Never complained. He simply smiled and said, "Have a good night," even when customers walked past without tipping a single dollar. That night, a well-dressed man in an expensive coat placed his groceries on the counter. Frank carefully packed them, his hands shaking from arthritis. When he finished, the man glanced around, slipped a $20 bill from the tip jar, and walked away as if nothing happened. Frank noticed too late. He didn't shout. Didn't accuse. He just stared at the empty jar, his eyes filling with quiet shame. That $20 meant dinner for 2 days. But someone else saw everything. Across the aisle stood Emily Carter, a 19-year-old college student working part-time to support herself. She watched the man steal the money and felt her chest tighten. Without thinking, she ran outside. "Sir," she called. The man turned, annoyed. "What?" "You took that money," she said, her voice shaking but firm. "That belonged to the bagger." The man laughed coldly. "Mind your business, kid." Emily stood frozen as he walked away and climbed into a black SUV. She felt defeated, until she noticed another car parked nearby. Inside sat a calm, sharply dressed man who had witnessed the entire scene. His name was Daniel Wright, one of the city's most successful entrepreneurs, a billionaire who rarely appeared in public news. Daniel stepped out of his car and approached Emily. "You did the right thing," he said. Emily blinked. "I wish I'd done more." Daniel smiled. "Sometimes courage is enough." He walked back into the store with Emily. Frank was still standing there, pretending to clean the counter so no one would see his tears. Daniel placed $1,000 into Frank's hand. "For tonight," he said softly. Frank's knees nearly gave out. "Sir, I can't." "Yes, you can," Daniel replied. "And tomorrow, I want you to come to this address." Daniel handed him a business card. The next day, Frank arrived at a downtown office building, nervous and unsure. What he found changed his life. Daniel offered him a paid advisory role, helping train young workers on work ethic, honesty, and respect, things Frank had mastered long ago. The job included full healthcare, a stable income, and dignity. But Daniel didn't stop there. He paid off Frank's rent for the year. Arranged free medical treatment. And later that month, surprised him with something Frank hadn't felt in years, security. As for Emily, Daniel paid her college tuition in full. "Because you spoke up," he told her. Weeks later, the story surfaced online after a store camera clip went viral. Millions watched as a poor grocery bagger's stolen tip led to 2 lives being transformed. When reporters asked Daniel why he did it, his answer was simple. Money reveals character. But kindness creates legacy. And somewhere in Chicago, an old man bagged groceries no more, not because someone pitied him, but because someone finally saw him.